Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. How are you today? I hope you are doing well. Today's video is a shop chat video. So if you are new to the channel, and we seem to be getting new community members here all of the time, you may not be aware that I used to run my local bricks and mortar yarn shop, and sadly about 18 months ago the landlord of the shop premises that I was renting sold the building and I wasn't able to find another premises or renew my lease, so I had to close the doors of my high street shop and I now operate solely online. So I have the Yarn and Yarns website, which you'll find linked below, and so now every few weeks, well at least I'm trying to make it a every few weeks habit, I record a little video to put up on my YouTube channel to share some of the new things that are happening at Yarn and Yarns for anyone who is interested. Now I know this won't be of interest to everyone, some folks just like to tune in for the making content and I completely understand. It's one of the reasons I try to keep all of my shop chat to one video, so if you want to skip this then there'll be more content coming up soon and I hope to see you for the next one. But if you are interested in what's happening at the shop, I'm very grateful for your interest. So I've got a few things to chat to you about this week, and oddly enough for an online yarn shop I have no yarn to show. I have news of a new Fibre Club which I'm really excited about. I have some publication news, so some pattern books to share with you, and also I've had a huge restock of Emma Ball products, and I've got some new things and some restock of some old favourites, so I thought I'd share those with you. The first thing I want to chat to you about is something that I'm personally really excited about, and I am starting a mystery Fibre Club which is brand new for Yarn and Yarns. If you've followed along here on the channel for a while, you'll know that for the last 2 or 3 years I have been absolutely falling in love with spinning, and everywhere I turn now it seems that more and more people are getting interested in spinning as a craft, as a hobby. So it has been my intention for the last year or so to try and expand the products that I sell via the Yarn and Yarns platform, and I've been desperate to try and include a little bit more fibre, but as always it's a bit of a struggle time wise and just space wise. Also I'm a one-woman business and trying to do all the things that I want to do and sort of plan new things and juggle all of the ideas, yeah a little bit challenging time wise more than anything else. If a mystery is not your thing, then there'll be some ready to buy items over there in the coming weeks and months, hopefully. For now, I thought I'd dip my toes in the water with a bit of a mystery Fibre Club, and my plan is to offer this for the next 3 months or so, just to gauge how popular it is, how much work it is for me, because my intention is to hand blend a selection of fibres and offer them out as a mystery fibre box. So each month there will be a theme to the box, so you'll know the theme. For this month, the March box, the theme is spring flowers, but you'll know nothing other than that. And in your box you'll receive approximately 50 grams of fibre, and you can choose to either receive a rolag or a bat. And in case there are any non-spinners out there who might be interested, a rolag looks something like this. This is obviously not what you'll be getting in the mystery box because it wouldn't be a mystery. Or you can choose to receive your fibre in bat form, and bat is, this is a sort of highly textured bat that I made from some combing leftovers, so you'll see lots of neps and bits and pieces in this one, but it's basically a sort of sheet of fibre that most often comes to you looking a bit more pretty, something like that. So you'll be able to choose in your fibre box whether you want bats or rolags, and as I say, there'll be approximately 50 grams. Because I am going to be hand making both of the bats and the rolags, decided to put like an approximate weight because I don't want to spend all my time faffing around trying to get exactly 50 grams on the scale. So it'll be around about 50 grams, but you might get slightly under, you might get slightly over, but it'll only be by a couple of grams. So hopefully that's the easiest way for me to do it and the fairest way for you. So yes, there's 2 options over there: spring flower theme, rolags or mini bats, and of course, because it's a mystery box, I'll throw in a few extra little goodies as I have done in the past with my sock boxes and things like that. So yeah. At the moment, the sign up goes until, let me just double check my facts before I let you know on the video. Sign up's going to close on the 21st of February, so next Monday I think that is. And then I'm going to be making the Rolags and the bats, and the boxes will be shipped during the week, which begins Monday the 7th of March. So they'll go out at some point that week. And once the sign up closes for the March box, I'll get the sign-ups started for the April box. So yeah, it's going to be a rolling thing for the next few months. So yeah, exciting times. I really I love Fibre, so I really hope that this is something that will take off and I can continue to offer. Enough Fibre talk. Let's get on with some publications. First off, I just wanted to let you know that the pre-order for the Pompom Quarterly, which I think is issue 40, is available up on the website now, and the release date for that is the 24th of February, and I don't have an issue of the magazine to share with you, but I will pop a picture of the cover on the screen, and so that is available over on the website now to pre-order. I've only got a couple of copies of that left, so if you were interested in that one, then that might be something to go and grab sooner rather than later. Also, back in stock, I have a couple of publications from Laine, and I've got the Strands of Joy book by Anna Johanna, which is a really lovely book and has proven to be quite popular. There are some absolutely gorgeous, glorious patterns in this book, and I had it before Christmas and it sold out, but it's back in stock now. I've got a few copies of this available, so if it's one that's been on your wish list and you've been waiting for it to come back in stock, then it's available now. I also have, I forgot to mention this last month, the winter, it's called Winter 2022 issue of the magazine, and most of my copies have sold out, but I do have one copy left. So I thought I would just mention that if you've been itching to get your hands on this issue of Laine. Again, so many beautiful patterns. The photography in these magazines are just so beautiful. So yes, there's lots of glorious patterns in here, including, if you watch Zoe of Pins and Needles, you might recognise the Hutton cardigan by Susan Crawford. Zoe has been test knitting that and had some vlogs up on her website, on her channel, about that recently. So yeah, just one of those left if you want to go and grab that. The thing that I have to talk to you about that's going to take the longest is my Emma Ball restock, because lots of their products were out of stock for a while, and then I had some email notifications to say that things were back in stock, so of course I jumped on that and tried to get as much stock as possible, because I know so many of you, like me, really enjoy these beautiful designs. So there are some restocks here and some new things, and we'll just go through everything. It might take a little while. I've got a big box in front of me to share the bits and pieces with you. So let's talk tins. To start with, I have restocked on the sort of medium size hinge tins. I think they're called pocket tins, but I've managed to restock on the sheep's in sweaters and the woolly puffins, and these are a great size for stitch markers, mini pairs of scissors, tape measure, and I haven't had these in stock for a little while, so I've got those two designs back in those. And last month I was talking to you about washi tape, and I had several designs of washi tape. I've decided to expand my range, and I've just added one new washi this time, and it is the knitted stripes washi. I haven't taken one of these out of the packaging yet, but it's basically, it's a bit difficult to see in the plastic, but you basically get a strip of tape that looks very similar to the printed card background there. It's like a stripe of knitting. So again, that's just a lovely thing to add to your parcels, to your journals, and this is 15mm wide, so 1.5 centimeters wide and 10 meters. As for new things, I have decided to try for the first time one of the Emma Ball mug designs. So I've sold Yarn and Yarns mugs in the past, so there's a little bit of a departure from some of the stuff that I have sold in the past, but because these designs are really popular, I thought I'd give it a try and see whether people were interested, and if they are, then again I will look to expand the range of designs that I sell in the mugs too. So this is the Woolly Puffins mug. I'm going to get my mug out of the way. Those come in these glorious little cardboard boxes. They're really sturdy cardboard. If I give that a knock, you can see that's nice thick cardboard. So when you are using your mug, you could definitely reuse the box for notions, bits and pieces, or just re-gifting. I think they make beautiful gifts for yourself or for someone else in your life who maybe likes crafting or just likes puffins. They're just so lovely. So yes, I've got a handful of those in the shop, but again, I will try and expand the range if that proves to be something that people are interested in. The other thing that's not directly sort of knitting, crafting related are the Emma Ball tea towels. I've had the sheeps in sweater tea towels before. They're beautiful sort of printed towels on lovely cotton. And this is the sheepy design. So I have restocked the sheep. This is very awkward. I have restocked the sheep and I have decided to expand that range. It's been a while since I've had the tea towels, so I now have 4 designs in stock for anyone who might be interested in those. And I've seen people do all sorts of things with those. I've seen people turn them into their own sort of individual project bags, and the lovely Eleanor sent me a fabulous upcycle project that she'd done. She sent me a picture of it, and she'd recovered a sort of stool with this tea towel fabric, and it looks amazing. So yes, with a bit of creativity, you can use this as, you know, fabric in its own right rather than just a tea towel. I now have the Woolly Puffins design, penguins in pullovers, and finally the kittens in mittens. I shared the kittens in mittens stitch markers, which is one of the new designs from Emma Ball, and I have a kittens in mittens tea towel now too. So all 4 of those designs are now available over on the website, and again there'll be links below if you want to check out any of these things in more detail. And then finally, from the Emma Ball restock this time, I have drawstring bags back in stock, and now these are ever popular, and I completely understand why. So they are quite large project bags with a drawstring, and you'd be amazed at how much yarn you can fit in one of these bags, and they're really good value. They're printed on really nice sort of cotton, and I think these ones, if my memory serves me right, they're just £12, which is great value. So back in stock are the other woolies, this one is called, so it's sort of llamas and alpacas, but there's a little sheepy down there too. So that's the other woolies design. The Woolly Puffins are also back in stock. Penguins in pullovers, back in stock. I think the only thing I couldn't get this time was sheep in sweaters, but I may still have a couple of those left from the last time I had these bags, can't remember. But in the drawstring bags, I also decided to go for 2 new designs. So of course I went for the brand new kittens in mittens, and look at that lovely orange contrast kitty face fabric. Yes, may have snaffled one of these for myself. And then finally, I just couldn't resist. This one has been in the Emma Ball shop for a while, but not one that I've stocked before. It's this beautiful bee fabric. Gorgeous. And I think also in stock, I didn't bring up, I've still got some of the stitched birds as well. So yeah, all of those bags will be linked below. At the moment, I think the bag listings on the website are a little bit confusing. They're kind of listed by design, and some of the bags I've got zipped versions of and drawstring versions of. But I'm thinking over the next few days, if I have time for it, I'm going to try and cluster the bags together. So I think I'll have one listing for all of the drawstring bags, and then you'll be able to choose by design, and then one listing for the zip bags, and you'll be able to choose by design, rather than having, because that way I'll have sort of 2 listings for the different styles of bags, rather than having sort of 5 or 6 listings per design, if that makes sense. So instead of like a listing for the bees, a listings for the kittens, a listings for the sheep, they'll all be sort of under one, listed as drawstring. I'm waffling. You probably don't need to know all of these details. Links below. Be quiet, Angela. Okay, so that is everything that I wanted to chat to you about today. Before I share the Valentine's box, because I'm going to leave that I want to leave that to the very end so people can switch off if there is any chance that they might be spoiled. I did want to say, if you visit the website at all and see any products on there that you'd like to have another look at here on camera, because I think sometimes seeing the sort of 3D item gives you a bit better impression than just seeing a photograph on a website. So if there is anything, yarn, accessories, like literally anything listed over there that you'd like more detail on or you'd like to see on one of these videos, then please do just message me or leave a comment, and the next time I do a shop talk video, I'll be happy to wave a few things at the camera if you think that will give you a bit better idea of any of the products over there. So thank you so much for tuning in, for being interested, and for listening to me waffle on and badly show off some of the new products that I have over on the Yarn and Yarns website. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of footage of what was in the Valentine's box. These boxes aren't available anymore. The idea of me sharing this is just to give you an idea of the sorts of things that go into the mystery boxes when I put them together, so that you can decide whether you feel confident enough to jump on board should I do this again. I'm actually thinking about putting together an Easter box, and I am also toying with the idea, and maybe you could give me, if anyone's still watching, maybe you could give me some feedback on this. I have been thinking about the possibility of doing an advent. So my idea, I've got sort of two advent ideas. One would be to do a spinning box. So every day through December, through Advent, you would receive a rolag in your package. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I would need to start listing those probably fairly soon, because it could be potentially quite a lot of work for me to pull that together, and I'd need to know in advance how much fibre to bring in to do my blending and things like that. So if that's something you think you might be interested in, then let me know in the comments below. Also, I've been thinking about doing a yarn advent. Now, there are lots of yarn advents out there, mostly provided by beautiful and talented dyers of yarn, indie dyers of yarn, and as you know, I'm not a dyer myself. So what I was thinking is to put together a yarn advent box that may be slightly more affordable for some folks, by pulling together different brands of commercial yarn and splitting them down into 10 or 5 gram mini skeins, and I would be doing that work myself and offering an advent that way. So you'd still receive like 24 mini skeins like you would for the indie dyed advent calendars, but it would all be sort of commercial yarn. So I'm just trying to work out the details on that at the moment. But again, if that's something that you think you might be interested in, I'd love to know in the comments below so that I can gauge whether it's worth sort of my time and effort. Anyway, I'm going to sign off today. So thank you so much for listening. If you have stuck around to the end, I very much appreciate it. I feel like I've been a bit waffly and a bit all over the place today. It's not been particularly coherent, but you know, some days are like that. So yes, thank you for sticking around. I'll be back again soon with some more making content, so I hope you will join me for the next video. I'm going to leave you with Ange from the past, who's going to be chatting about what went into the Valentine's box this year. So I hope you'll stick around for that too. I'm signing off for now, so until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. The Valentine's Day box, I decided to go with a little touch of luxury, so a yarn that's a little bit more expensive than some of the other yarns that I often put in the mystery boxes. Because it is a mystery, I like to try and keep it as sort of affordable as possible, just in case. So the main event is of course the yarn, and I have put in a set of mini skeins this time, and they're from Malos del Uruguay, which is a fair trade company which operates out of Uruguay. And this is their Fino base, and it is a mixture of fine merino and silk, and all of the colourways are hand dyed by women who operate through fair trade cooperatives in Uruguay. So the set of mini skeins comes in this lovely box, all packaged up, and I'm still having a few issues with supply in terms of getting sort of bulk orders of one particular colour. So there are a few different colourways in these boxes, and it's just random as to what you've got. So in the main, it will either have been this set, which goes from sort of deep purpley brown through to a sort of very light sort of beigey pink, or this one, which has a more sort of autumnal feel, I guess, but it still has this sort of pinky red shades, but it's also got sort of gold and green. I've made up sort of the majority of the boxes, although I do have a few sort of one-offs that have gone into the boxes as well, and as I say, it's just random sort of potluck as to which one you get. So there's that one. I'll just quickly run through all of the different colourways just to give you an idea of the sorts of things that went in to the box. To go with the mini skeins, often in my sock boxes I don't bother about putting in a pattern, but I thought it'd be quite nice to put in a pattern to use with those mini skeins. So this is a pattern that was designed by Manos del Uruguay to go with their Fino mini skein sets, and it's just a very simple cowl, but it really shows off the colours if you want to use your yarns in this pattern. So here is the cowl. It's called the Pirouette Cowl, and this is actually a pattern that you can download for free. I actually had my supplier print these out, so these did come at a small cost to me because I had to pay for the cost of printing and the sort of nice card paper that it came on. But that's okay, it's all part of the box, and I hope that that's a sort of nice addition. I don't mind sort of showing you the insides of the patterns for this because it is a free pattern, but it's just a simple tube cowl which utilises all of the colours in a mini skein set. Of course, I always pop in a few extra bits and pieces as well. There's always a little card of some description with some details about what's in the box. So I picked, to sort of stick with the sort of romantic-y kind of feel, I picked this beautiful butterfly card, which I thought was quite cute. And so that's gone in the box. Everyone will also get chocolate. So there's a heart and a star in there, and a cup of tea. Of course, it had to be the Pucker Love tea for the Valentine's Day box. Then there's a candle to add to the extra romantic mood, and you will have either received a, which one's this? A red raspberry or a cherry blossom, and these are both from Yankee, just a little tea light. They both smell delicious. And then as a little bonus extra, I also popped in a mini bath bomb, which is white musk scented. So I've tried to wrap the candle and the bath bomb up separately so as not to sort of come in contact with the tea and the chocolate. But they're not going to be in the boxes for too long, hopefully. So there's that. And then I was thinking, you know, chocolates, candles, what else do we associate with Valentine's Day? And the last thing that came to my mind obviously was flowers, but it wouldn't have been particularly practical for me to send a whole bunch of flowers to everyone. So instead I went and raided my local hardware shop, and everyone will have a packet of seeds to grow their own. So hopefully most people will have space for a pot or something that they could sow a few seeds to. I tried to pick ones that needed to be sown in the next couple of months. So most of these are sort of sow between March and May, I think, apart from the lobelia, which is sow now between January and March. So yeah, hopefully everyone will think they are a fun addition to the boxes too. And then finally, just as a little courtesy, I did slip in a sort of written slip this time, just to ask, because I love when people share their boxes and, well, just their purchases, their goodies from Yarn and Yarns on social media. But these boxes are going out a little bit earlier than Valentine's Day. So I just popped a note in there to ask that if you do decide to, that if anyone did decide to open their Valentine's Day boxes early, to please not post on social media until after the 14th. Because I know that some people will be saving them and other people have purchased these as gifts. So yeah, just wanted to try and minimise the likelihood of spoilers online. I mean, Yarn and Yarns is not a big company. It's not, you know, in the same vein as, I don't know, a Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West or the Gnomes Mystery Knit Alongs or anything like that. But I know a few of my followers kind of follow each other. So yeah, I wanted to try and minimise the chances of that happening if possible. So yeah, this might have been my most fun box so far. I was able to sort of play around with the sort of romantic sort of love theme, and I really, just really enjoyed putting this one together. So I hope everyone who receives it will enjoy it. What I've done with the candle and the bath bomb is just individually wrap those in the heart tissue paper. This is the tissue paper that's going inside the box. I have been packaging everything up inside this heart covered tissue paper to slip inside a box. If you've had my sock boxes before, you know they're usually like a small square box, but I had to get some slightly different shaped boxes to accommodate the box that the mini skeins came in. So this is what you find inside the box when you open it, so there's no spoilers straight away, so that you can sort of keep it as a mystery for as long as you want to.